in a world where we call our celebrities stars. A world that celebrates our icons with a star on the boardwalk. A culture that speaks to a mystical truth. The stars have aligned. What is it about the stars that we inherently know?
Listen, but I'm going to give you my astrology story. And this is a crazy story, and 100% of it is true.
To Charlemagne and 50 Cent.
I think a lot of that is the Cancer in you, too. Like, I'm big on astrological stuff. I'm a Cancer. I think Cancer's got a big heart.
Cash Doll.
I'm going to go with my Pisces friends. Hey, Marc.
And even the queen herself, Beyonce.
Hi.
So what is it about the stars? This information will save your life.
Hey, welcome back to Hip Hop Astrology TV. I'm your host, Anpu, aka the Urban Guru, aka the ambassador of the Aquarian age, man. Today we're gonna get into a conversation about Lil Durk. All right, salute to the guy who put a video out talking about the curse of Lil Durk. Of course, we're not talking about a curse, like somebody put something on them type of curse. The curse in truth is our ignorance of our actions create reactions. And that's what we're going to get into today, but we're going to use the cosmic science of cosmology or astrology to define some things. All right, so look at this square chart that we have. The square chart. I want you to pay attention to Cancer in red, Libra in red, Aries in red. Why? Because these three signs are all at odds with each other, and the premise is when the planet Mars gets in this particular position, one of these three, Durk is going to have some experiences of losing family members and friends. Now let's look at the birth chart of Durk. Mars at the top in the red arrow. That's Mars in Cancer. Look at the bottom at the red arrow. He's a Libra. So that's the sun inside of Libra. Libra to Cancer, as you saw, was a no-no. So he's born with this no-no known as Mars square Sun. This represents negative masculine energy because Mars is the energy of war and bloodshed, and the sun has always been depicted as masculine, the sun god Apollo. So if you're born with Mars square Sun, this is a very violent thing that you can experience if you choose to activate that particular principle. Let's be clear. The planet itself is a representation of a conscious choice that we make. That's it. It's not the planet doing anything to you. All of the planets represent different aspects of the human psychology. The unique thing is we can now look at planets and we can measure the future by looking at the past, okay? All right, so on 10/19/1992, if the record is correct, and I always like to say, please note that when Durk was born, Mars, the planet of war and bloodshed, is on the left twin of Gemini, so it appears in the sky, and the moon is right there by Cancer, the crab. Please note this is going to become very important later. So in the timeline of events, we see J Money was killed on September the 2nd, 2013. Well, let's look in the sky on September 2nd, 2013. Where is Mars? Mars is right there by Cancer the crab. Where's the moon? Right there by Cancer the crab. Notice that Mars is conjunct or right next to the left twin where Mars was at when Durk was born. So this is called a Mars conjunction. In other words, Mars is in the same space where it was when Durk was born. The moon is in the exact same space where it was when Durk was born. Now, let's look at his man Pluto. Now see, I can't be crazy. This nigga called himself Pluto. Pluto is the energy of death. You see the key word, death. So here I am talking about planets and shit, and this man called himself Pluto. I can't be that goddamn spaced out. So Pluto dies on 11/29/2013. If we go back and look at Durk's chart, or the planets in the sky when he was born on 10/19/92, I want you to note that Mercury is at the scale of Libra. Why Mercury? Because Mercury is the planet of travel, as you can see on the right-hand side. Pluto died in a car crash, okay? Now, on 11/29/2013, the death day of Pluto, where is Mercury, ladies and gentlemen? It's exactly, and I mean exactly, at the scale of the Libra, the same place it was at when Durk was born. You have to ask yourself this question when you look at the case of Pluto, and I was going to be done with this. I seen a nigga named Pluto, and here I am talking about planets and shit. I'm done. God, what the hell do you want from me? But anyway, two people in the car with him, they didn't die, but he did. You got to see the irony of this thing, all right? Notice that the planet Saturn was also at the scale of Libra. Saturn represents the past. It also represents losses and failure if you look on the right side on the bottom of the keywords. Ladies and gentlemen, the past really represents karma. Everybody know this in the craft. Saturn represents karma. So when Saturn's in the position at the scale where Mercury was when Durk was born, and then when it gets there years later and Pluto dies, is it pointing to the karma of Durk himself? It's the question that we have to start asking ourselves, all right? Now, let's look at Lil Marc, who's said to be opposition to Durk, dies on 3/28/2014 at the bus stop. Now, I want to say this. This is where Durk went wrong. There's a video footage of Durk actually being at the bus stop, talking about this bus stop right here, this bus stop right here is famous.
Bus stop, man. Hey, this bus stop right here, though. This a real famous place. You hear me? This is a real famous place, B. Hey, this bus stop, this is a real famous place, B. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So he's he's rubbing in the death of Lil Marc, okay, on 3/28/2014. All right. Again, let's look at where the planets were at when Durk was born. Note that the sun is at the hand of the Virgin when Durk was born. But on 3/28/2014, when his op, Lil Marc, dies, where is Mars at? At the hand of the Virgin. Coincidence? Absolutely. I'm going to get into coincidences later. But see, here's the point. When this planet Mars is right here, exactly in the same spot where Durk's sun was at, and then you're physically gloating about violence, what you don't understand is, see, the Hindu boys know it. It's called karma. Karma means action. That's all it means. Action. When you beget a negative action and you set it in motion, that action has to reverberate and come back. Hence the saying, what goes around comes around, because people need to understand that our earthly reality is a circle. 24 hours in a day, the sun comes up, goes down. That's what it look like. We go around the sun 365 days in a year like clockwork. Our whole reality is a circle. So you know this is the truth, and this is why you say what goes around comes around. And what Durk did back in 2014, gloating about that particular death, is going to come back a year exactly, damn near to the day. All right. So this is what it looks like in the chart at the bottom. Mars in the sky was exactly in the place where the sun was when Durk was born. But remember, I told you Durk was born with Mars square the sun. Durk was born with Mars in Cancer at the top. Cancer to Libra, where Mars was on the day that Lil Marc dies, that's a square, okay? That's an issue. So, speed it up, 5/31/2014, Durk's cousin Nuski is killed, all right? So let's look in the sky. 5/31/2014 was just a couple months after Lil Marc died. All right, where's Mars? It's still in the same vicinity in space at the arm of the Virgin. This is where Durk has the sun when he was born, okay? All right, so now let's look at a year later, 3/27/2015. Hold on. Lil Marc died 3/28/2014, and he at the bus stop gloating about the death. And a year later, just one day, a year later, 3/27/2015, his manager, OTF Chino, gets killed. What's going on in the sky in 2015? Mars is in Aries. I told you Aries to Cancer. Look at the top. Aries to Cancer is a square. And then Aries across from Libra is called opposition. So your real ops is planetary movement in space that corresponds with your own actions. That's your real ops. All right. So Mars in Aries at the time of Chino's death is in opposition to who Durk is as a person, and it squares his natal Mars, as we would call it. Mars square Mars, Mars opposite Sun. That's a cold red. That's what I give my clients. It's called cold red. Lay low, be easy. All right. Make sure you don't have no anger, things of that nature. So let's move on. 7/11/2015, Capo was killed. All right. But look at Durk's birthday again. Where is Mars? I told you Mars is at the left twin of Gemini. The moon is by Cancer, right? But on 7/11/2015, where's Mars? Right there at the twin of Gemini. Where's the sun? Right there at the left twin of Gemini. You can't make this up, man. All right. And of course, King Von, 11/6/20 is his death day. All right. Where is Mars on 11/6/20? Mars is in Aries as well. The same place it was when Capo died. Really? You see how this works? So, recently, on the 6th of June, a couple days ago, Dthang, which is Durk's brother, he got shot and killed. And on 6/6/21, where is Mars, ladies and gentlemen? Right now in the sky. It appears to be to the left of the Gemini twin, exactly where Durk has it when he was born. So let's do a recap so you can see it real fast. The premise again, Durk is born 10/19/92. He has Mars at the left twin of Gemini. The moon is by Cancer. Then his brother dies on 6/6/2021, where Mars is in the exact same spot to the left of the Gemini twin. Then J Money, back in 2013 on September the 2nd, dies when Mars and the moon are in the exact same vicinity by Cancer the Crab. That mirrors and matches Durk's Mars and moon right here in the same region of space when he was born. Capo, 7/11/2015, dies when Mars is right there by the twin of Gemini and the sun is right there shining that light. So you got to remember the sun and light has always been symbolic for the truth. So the light is shining on you. The truth is shining. No matter how ugly it is, it's the truth. And then for King Von, on 11/6/20, Mars appears to be headed towards Aries, the realm, but it's right there by the fish of Pisces. And then when you look at Chino in 2015, where is Mars? Headed towards the realm, right there by the fish of Pisces. Ladies and gentlemen, mathematically, I want you to understand something. See, in English, we say coincidence. But in math deals straight with facts. It's called coincident lines, right? And it means to occupy the exact same space and time. It's a fact. That's what it means in math. When two lines can occupy the exact same space and time. Now, here's a problem. You got to understand this. See, again, just because if we go back and we look at when Lil Marc had died, right? When Lil Marc died on 3/28/2014, then a year later, Durk's manager died 3/27/2015. It's the same space. It's the same space. See, space don't care about time. And what I mean by that is, it don't care if it's 2014 or it's 2015. It don't matter. You're occupying the same energy in the same pocket. So only thing you got to do is draw a circle and put January the 1st on the circle and go all the way around that circle to December 31st, okay? And then all of those 365 days on that circle, if you got something going on like I just showed you, the people keep dying every time a planet gets in a certain spot, a certain pocket. It don't matter the year, clearly. The year is irrelevant because it's the space that is being activated, okay? And this is an easy fix, Science has just shown, Minister Jew just sent me something, that the universe is studying itself and is studying physics. And I said, shit, we've been knew that. It's called, in a human being, it's called wisdom teeth. What do you mean? The invisible intelligence that permeates everything, the leaf, the tree, the wood, the rock, you. The invisible intelligence is studying and striving to become something. The human being is clearly in a state of evolution because you got teeth called wisdom teeth that you can't even use, and teeth are connected to cranial nerves in your brain, which means you're in the process of coming online right now. You see? And so what we have to do is negate the negative action. All of this can be nullified and fixed. You're starting to get in the right direction. And what I mean by that is, and I give up the game all the time. I say, if anybody gonna study somebody, y'all gonna have to study this goddamn DJ Khaled, because it's about gratitude. And this is what I mean. Happiness. This is what I mean. See, in mathematics, if you got 100 negatives, only thing you got to do to neutralize it is introduce 100 positives, and then it'll be neutralized to a 0. You see? So you have to do the opposite. You got to understand the riddle of this thing. Light, which is your heartbeat and your brainwave, which is symbolic for the consciousness of who you are, has a polarity called negative and positive. This is why when you look at a battery, there's 2 poles. Okay? Now, your job is to negate the negative experiences by your own physical actions. Because once you set some things in motion, man, unbeknownst to you, if you don't know what's going on, when these planets get in these certain spots, again, the thoughts that you put in motion reverberate and come back as a physical event. So technically, you're really bouncing thoughts unconsciously because you're not aware. You're unconsciously bouncing thoughts off of planets. The planets are basically recording the actions that you're doing. They're not the player per se. They're just recorders of information in a sense. This is why they say the moon is a satellite. What is a satellite? A satellite receives data and it sends data. Okay? Dirk, you can easily clean this up. The solution is so easy. The hardest part is making the change of lifestyle and being dedicated to see it out is the key. All right. So I'm gonna end with this. Y'all need me, get at me. Be on the lookout for my partner's book, Hip Hop Laws of Attraction. Minister Jew, Hip Hop Laws of Attraction. I want to spill the beans and say who the foreword is by, but I'll wait. I'll let him do that. All right. And I'm at the very end, and I put a question at the very end of the book. There's a rap artist that is responsible for creating 9/11. I'm talking about the planes going into the towers. And it's not necessarily the artist, so let me kind of retract that a little bit. The people who observe the image is the ones that's creating the phenomenon, but the artist is absolutely the activating ingredient as well. We're that powerful, where our images and our thoughts through our art, and you always say it, life imitates art. Well, if that's the case, then we should be able to create reality. You're telling me that reality is mirroring the art form. So that means the good, the bad, the ugly that we see in reality, somehow, some artist somewhere possibly created it. I posed the question, did this individual create 9/11? And this is very powerful and attests to the power of our thoughts. Again, get at me, you see the information below. I see you on the other side.